What's going on, guys? So today we're going to be talking about Aurora, and we're going to be talking about their oversupply and about their concerns, and how in this article they're talking about how all these concerns seem to be overblown. And I know I've been slacking on YouTube lately. I haven't been posting up as much content, and I'm pretty sure if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys will know exactly why. I've been super busy lately, but I appreciate all the support, people messaging me. I have people hitting me up on DMs telling me don't slack, like stay focused, this and that. I appreciate all the messages. I appreciate you guys messaging me, asking me where I'm at, all your concerns. You guys are the best. Thank you guys for whoever still supports me. But yeah, today we're going to go straight into Aurora. We're going to read an article about Aurora. We're going to try to make this video as quick as possible. But before we get this video started, don't forget, give me a quick thumbs up, hit that notification if you're new here, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button. So we're just going to dive into this article, which is Aurora and why oversupply concerns are overblown. So the first thing we'll be talking about is the retail stores and the black market. So there are a number of positive demand catalysts for Aurora that investors need to consider when listening to the doom and gloom surrounding the alleged oversupply situation in Canada. The most obvious, which is extremely inefficient licensing process that has been detrimental to the performance of Canadian-based companies like Aurora. Pretty much what they're saying right now is Health Canada, the government of Canada, they're really slowing down these companies. For example, right now, October 17th was when CBD products officially became legal. But thanks to Health Canada, thanks to all these rules and regulations that these companies have to follow, they're going to be held back a couple to 3 months in order for them to even be able to release all these products in stores. So right now, that's really slowing them down. And right here, for example, the most important Canadian cannabis market, which is Toronto, not long ago, it only had 5 retail stores consumers could buy from. That's gradually changing, but it's extraordinary that this could happen a year after legalization. So 1 year after legalization here in Toronto, literally there's only 5 legal stores that we can buy these products from. There have been people that have literally tried to open stores up. There's one building where they were selling pot from it illegally, and the government literally went there and put big pieces of stone just to prevent them from selling. And then the people that are running that store, they're still standing in front of their store with iPads selling their products. It's actually be kind of funny to catch that on tape, but since they're not fully licensed, they can't sell. And the government went completely out of their way and put out big pieces of stone. Like, I'm not even joking. I wish I could show you guys a picture, but it's huge pieces of stone just covering the entrance of their store, so no one can go in and out of that store anymore. So this is being gradually improved as more retail stores are operational. This will help tap into the huge Toronto and overall Ontario market, and this will significantly increase revenue for Aurora. So that leads to the next major supply issue, which is the strong competition coming from the black market producers and sellers. So if you guys know what the black market, that's pretty much the illegal market, which is what was supplying this country, pretty much the world, for the longest time, because for the longest time pot has been illegal for recreational purposes, and then just recently it became legal. But the black market was pretty much supplying this whole country for the longest time. And right now the black market continues to be one of their biggest competitors. So this is directly related to the lack of retail stores in Canada. The vacuum left by the low number of stores has allowed the black market to flourish. As many more stores are opened, it'll start to shrink the size of the black market, providing a much larger customer base for Aurora and its peers. Yes, that's true, but at the same time, I also do think the black market is a little cheaper than retail, mostly because we don't have to pay taxes when you're buying from the black market. You can negotiate prices in the black market, and I feel like the black market prices are starting to drop just to compete with the retail market. So the next one is international sales. Aurora has by far the largest international presence in the cannabis industry, which they are now in 25 countries. And the most important at this time is Germany. Also, Aurora has expectations to be entering the US with the CBD market, but they have been very cautious with that. So once that happens, the US could potentially be bigger or just as important as Germany. So in this article, they won't be talking about the US market, but as for Germany, the growth potential there is enormous for medical cannabis. A recent report from Prohibition Partners asserts that by 2024, there will be over 1 million German medical patients. By 2028, it's projected that the medical cannabis market alone to be valued at $8.6 billion. And then the next point they're going to be making in this article is smaller competitors will start failing. So the next point we're going to be making is smaller competitors will start failing. So one element of supply and demand I haven't heard being talked about is the inevitable failure of many of the smaller cannabis companies in Canada. This has started some already, but it's going to escalate as companies aren't able to raise capital or lower costs in a market that is now coming under pricing pressure. So when talking about smaller competitors, for now, he's referring to those companies with the capacity to produce about 100,000 kilograms. So when talking about smaller competitors, he's thinking in terms of hundreds of small producers that have little production capacity. So for now, he's referring to primarily those companies with the capacity to produce over 100,000 kilograms or more. One of them being Aurora, Canopy, Afria, companies like that. They could produce over 100,000 kilograms, and a couple of them could fail, but that won't have as much impact. So what they're saying is once all these smaller competitors get eliminated from the market, there won't be as much competition for Aurora. Right now, a bunch of companies are producing, growing a lot of plants, including Aurora. So it's almost like the market's being flooded. But once all these small competitors get eliminated, all the big companies, all the top dogs will probably stand out and they'll have a lot less competition to worry about. So as I've mentioned for some time, being the market leader in production capacity and supply is a distinct advantage as the markets matures and the number of competitors start to significantly shrink. Most investors aren't taking this into account when analyzing the supply versus demand issue. Now that Canadian companies are able to sell derivatives, which are like CBD drinks, brownies, THC cookies, gummy bears, etc., in the Canadian market, starting in the latter part of December 2019, it will use more of its cannabis for the development of CBD-based products. So what will this do to take some of its supply and turn it into a different product form, which will then be sold at higher prices? Profit margins will probably go up. So the question is if that will result in more products being used, or it'll be more of a swap between different ways of consuming pot. So what he's saying is when all these products come out, for example, gummy bears, cookies, etc., is it going to create more sales for companies like Aurora, or does it mean that instead of them buying dried plants, are they just going to start buying this? And I personally think that people are going to want to buy both. People want to enjoy best of both worlds. Some people might just want to smoke. Some people might want to have a gummy bear and then light one up after that. I think it will definitely not affect the dry plants being sold. Maybe it might be a little less, but I don't think you're going to completely get rid of one market and just be supplying another one. I don't think derivative products will overly cannibalize dried flowers and medical cannabis, which, if I'm right, means Aurora will enjoy an increase in demand for its cannabis. One thing for sure is derivative sales will increase revenue and earnings because of the higher pricing power. So there you go. That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to affect the dry plants being sold. At the end of the day, some people have a preference over others, and some people want to try both. Some people want to experience. So we're going to go straight to the conclusion. So as shown in this article, Aurora has no shortage of selling options for its growing amount of cannabis supply. In the near term, it will struggle until the number of Canadian retail stores increases. I don't want to reiterate that this isn't a small issue. As I stated earlier, Toronto only had 5 stores that could legally sell pot. The demand in the market is enormous, and as the number of stores increase, the black market sales could decline. It represents a huge opportunity for Aurora that it had expected to already be in place in. Its global sales are going to consistently increase over the next 5 years and probably longer, and that also isn't an insignificant catalyst as revealed concerning the German markets alone. The bottom line for Aurora, as many smaller producers fall by the wayside, is it's in a much better condition than the market sees at this time, and it's going to prove that its aggressive increase in production capacity is going to pay off for shareholders in the years ahead. I maintain my thesis that after it approaches fully funded production capacity of over 625 kilograms annually by June 2020, we're going to see some vastly improved numbers and outlook going forward. So this was a very bullish, positive article on Aurora, pretty much highlighting all the positive stuff, like for example, how Aurora is able to produce, how they're one of the top dogs, how once all these small companies get eliminated, Aurora will be high up there with even less competition. But they're talking about all the potential it has for the future and how right now things may look ugly, things look bad, and it could go either way. And they talked about all the important points, for example, international sales, retail stores in the black market. They're talking about their smaller competitors and even the new market that they're about to tap into, which is the CBD products. So they pretty much highlighted every point, and I think at this point, this industry is still very young. It's only been 1 year since this industry has become officially legal. So there's still a lot of potential, still a lot of room for growth. But let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. What you guys think is going to happen with Aurora in the future. Do you agree or disagree with this article? Also, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget, give me a quick thumbs up, hit that notification bell, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.